8:43. Raw Mike Richards, Newstalk Sauga 960. As you know, usually it's a Monday. We have a little bit of our Bell Lifestyles corner, and now we're going to do it on Tuesday because we had the long Easter weekend for those who observed the holiday, and I kind of say it that way. It's kind of weird to say Happy Easter. Yeah. Sometimes it just depending on what your family's background is to the religious connotation, it's not. It's weird. It's just and it's weird that they put bunnies with chocolate eggs. I don't get that transfer from the Bible to imaginary rabbits giving out. Number one, I don't think they lay eggs. I don't think they do, and if they did, I don't believe it's chocolate. I don't understand. But do I say what do I say? Buona Pasqua. Is that what I'm saying, Joan? What am I saying?
Buona Pasqua.
Buona Pasqua. Buona Pasqua. Nice to see you as always. I love to see you. And
nice to see you.
Well, things in now in Alberta. See, like the thing that is, it seems to be such a weight in our world. Like to watch like the news channels is not good, right? And to go on social media, even worse, where yes, see Facebook and people spouting off COVID information and science, like guys I went to school with, guys nicknamed the Beaver Man, now are telling me about, well, Dr. Fauci, excuse me? What, when did you go to Harvard? I'm sorry. When did you go to medical school? How do you have this? Said, aren't we the same guys who melted things over a Bunsen burner in science class? Now somehow and the arguments are going back and forth, masking, vaccines. Joan, I never thought that the world would look as confused and quite frankly, angry. Like there's an anger. People can go into a store and if they wear a mask, it is conceivable that someone's going to say something to them, which I think is disgusting. By the way, I think whatever people think they want to do for their own protection, whether we had a pandemic or not, because there are some people who did wear masks because maybe they had something that you're not aware of. Sorry, you don't know everything about anybody else, especially strangers. If they want to wear a mask, let them wear a mask. But we're not in that life, Joan. Like we're in an angry world right now.
We definitely are. And it's funny because I was looking back to our first immune talk, which I think that might have even been my very first talk with you. And it was about 2 weeks post the lockdown, I think, like around that time. And I remember us saying like, well, we're going to be in this for at least another couple months. And now it's been over 2 years. So none of us saw it coming. I just think there's a lot of stress, a lot of people trying to make sense of things they don't understand. And then so much misinformation out there. It's ridiculous. So, yeah.
The one thing
it's a bit depressing and weird. But yeah, I would say like probably listen to actual medical professionals and let people do what they're comfortable with, right?
Well, look, you're talking to someone who I guess you could say fortunately, but at the time, unfortunately, when you're diagnosed with cancer, the one thing that I got into my head very quickly for my own salvation, for my own peace of mind, I went to a very good hospital here. I went to Sunnybrook Hospital and had one of the best surgeons in that field of colorectal cancer. And once he started breaking it down and talking about what he was going to do, let the doctors and the medication and what they need to do what it is that they know professionally that is correct and it is right. I am not a surgeon. I am not a doctor. I am not anyone who would even pretend to give you advice medically, which is why when we do these things, I rely on Joan Sarro. I rely on David Park, Alicia Ravenna, people who come on the show who for a living look after human beings. They're not you're not a doctor either, but the training but the training you have is vitally important and is one of the most interesting things I think in the stage of my life where I never ever thought that natural health products was something that I would even entertain being in my body. And now I feel really stupid. Like I do feel every part of the dummy that I am, to not really think that, well, considering some of these things are like 1,000 years old. And when you look at a lot of the cultures who base themselves only 100% on these kinds of remedies, that they live literally till they're like 150 years old. There's a reason for that, and it's not pharmaceutical.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, there is a place for pharmaceuticals and for, I mean, I'm certainly not going to do colorectal surgeries, and
Yeah, you don't want to either.
yeah,
You don't want to do
there's a
that.
place
No.
for it, and there's a lot of misinformation in the wellness industry as well, which certainly doesn't help our cause. But those of us who respect both sides of medicine, and who have needed both sides of the medical system, understand that they can work well together. And, there's a place for both of them. And when it comes to COVID, of course, there's still no cure. There's still no like proven prevention. There's lots of research happening. It's not the flu, it's different. So,
but you hear that, Joan. People try to make these comparisons that aren't doctors and say, well, it's just like the flu. Dr. Fauci said that it's
the thing. It's not the flu.
Yeah.
It doesn't really behave similarly, maybe in some ways, but it is a different virus. And, in terms of, just like we were talking about 2 years ago, in terms of the immune system, you can do what you can to preserve your own innate immunity and hope that will help. That, if you get COVID, hopefully it'll help your body fight it somehow, or you can cope with it at least better if you do get it. So I think it's important to have that conversation. And then as research goes on, legit medical research on both sides of the equation, natural health, and traditional Western medicine, then hopefully we can come up with things that are proven. And then keeping our mental faculties, in check as well, and maybe unplugging from the information and the misinformation, what's going on in the world, and just focusing on, what we can to live a good life right now.
Well, that would be nice. A good life would be nice. And that's why we rely on our friends at Bell Lifestyle Products, because they have a bunch of them, and certainly some that are used in our household. I know that the immune support, what is it, number 72B is one that they use. The Supreme Immune Booster is in this house. So when we start talking about these kinds of products that Bell has, why are they so effective? Because they are effective. So what is it in them that helps us with the conversation we're having right now?
Yeah, so we have a number of products. I have a bunch in front of me. And they all work kind of in different ways. A lot of them can be used together. So the immune support, the 72B, the new one, can't really see it, but that one is vitamin C, quercetin, and zinc. So those are all good foundational supplements for the immune system. Quercetin helps. It's really actually great for allergies. It can help reduce the symptoms of allergies. Helps with our immune system. Vitamin C, wound healing, innate to our immunity, same with zinc. So it's a good kind of simple formula to take. Let's say someone's hesitant to take herbs or is on something like blood thinners. Always check with your doctor, of course, but immune support's a good foundational one. That's a nice kind of like simple but effective formula. The Supreme Immune Booster, also very popular. That's Coriolis, that's turkey tail mushroom. It's one of the most studied mushrooms, herbs on the planet, and it has proven antiviral activity and helps the immune system as well, helps to modulate the immune system. So even those two together are really great to take foundationally. And then we have our cold and flu immune support, which is one of my favorites. And that one has a bunch of, it's like a group of really prized herbs in it. All our friend olive leaf is in there, echinacea, elderberry, propolis, and more. All really great antiviral, helps with respiratory symptoms, great for the immune system. And that's something that would be great to take if you have a flu. It could help in COVID. We're not sure. Elderberry is being researched. Echinacea probably will be as well. Too early to say. But if you have some of those symptoms in no matter what kind of, illness you might have, it's a good prophylactic and then something you can take while actively sick.
Mhm.
Keeping allergies in check is important to our immune system as well. So we've got our number 24 allergy relief. And at this time of year, a lot of us are plagued by allergies.
Mhm.
I've taken a number of COVID tests.
Now, so
Like,
these
can't breathe.
these
Uh,
allergies at this time of year, it's
Yeah.
people who suffer from what? What are the allergies we're talking about that happen in the spring?
So these are environmental allergies. So they're everyday ones that happen all year, like dust, dander, cat dander, that kind of thing. And then also the environmental allergies. As the snow melts right now, it's a lot of molds from that. And then as spring, there's really very little green in Alberta right now. But in
Right.
places like Vancouver, I don't know if you guys have greenery yet, probably maybe a little bit more than us. Then it's like as things bloom and the ragweeds start to come along, then the allergies kind of can go all year. Then it's pollen. So yeah, more environmental allergies is what I'm talking about, not food allergies.
Right.
So keeping that in check, our immune system activates when our allergies are high. So kind of keeping that under control can help mitigate symptoms if we do get sick.
Well, as I said, that's always very informative. We got lots of stuff to take from there, and as always, it's funny, like products like Virux, I know are really great, and just honestly, zinc seems to be like no matter what's going on in your life, yeah, pop a
Yeah.
little zinc seems to be a good answer to everything, isn't it?
Zinc is good. Yeah, zinc is great for the immune system, good for the prostate in men. Virex is awesome, especially for like cold sores. And it helps to mitigate virus replication. So that can be a good one. I mean, we have such a full, and then there's shark liver oil. We have such a full immune line at Bell. So you can mix and match,
Mhm.
take what resonates with you. If you want to keep it simple, like you said, zinc, the immune support 72B with zinc, vitamin C, and quercetin. Simple.
Yeah, there it is. All right, Joan, thank you so much. Great to see you as always. I'm kind of hoping I can get out to Alberta. I mean, it's been impossible, obviously, for the last couple of years, but certainly if I do, I'm going to be knocking on your door. I'm going to go be
Oh,
seeing.
absolutely. We'll have some Italian cookies.
Oh, I'm going to get some Italian cookies. We're going to go see your cugine and get a nice sandwich. Oh yeah. Oh no, we're doing everything. Trust me, I'd love to see you, and it's always great having you on the show. So you take care, and hopefully we'll talk to you again real soon.
Sounds great. Take care.
That is Joan Sarro joining us here this morning as we talk about some very effective and important products from Bell Lifestyle. So that was 72B immune support. The 52, so they're numbered, right? It's Bell. What we talk about, it makes it easy. And by there, it's 100% money back guarantee. I mean, they don't mess around. It's right on the packaging. 52 Supreme Immune Booster. We talked about Virux. That's number 42. Number 25 was the cold and flu immune support. And finally, 435, number 4, that's the zinc. So mix and match. You can do what you want. As always, if you have a question of your doctor, do that first.